Ripple plans to help 3.7 billion people, but what does this mean for the price action of XRP? As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, guys, check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's get right down into this one, right? So the blockchain-based fintech company Ripple has announced plans to help over 3.7 billion people who are either unbanked or underbanked. Now, this is a pretty big deal. In a tweet released on Earth Day, the company believes that the global climate crisis is one of the most pressing challenges of the century, and that blockchain innovation in carbon markets can assist in achieving global environmental goals. Now, Ripple has been working on this initiative for quite a few years. In fact, I think it's back since 2018 and has collaborated with various fintech companies, foundations, universities, social entrepreneurs, and non-governmental organizations to make progress in this matter. The partners are currently active in more than 80 different countries, and the initiative has gone and already provided $150 million in donations. So the adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology could help increase economic participation, opportunity, and sustainability for billions of people without access to services. The cryptocurrency company Ripple sees one solution to the problem as providing low-cost and always-on money transfers in emerging markets and create a central bank digital currency platform for governments working to improve financial inclusion. So Ripple also aims to promote a sustainable tomorrow for the cryptocurrency industry. Ripple believes that its XRPL is the world's first blockchain to be carbon neutral, and its framework has the potential to provide green cryptocurrency solutions and more productive carbon markets. The company, Ripple, has set out a goal to achieve carbon neutral or neutrality by 2030, if not sooner, by reducing emissions, using green energy, and investing in innovative carbon removal projects. But the big question is, does any of that actually result in a better price for XRP? So what we're going to do is we're going to jump down into the charts here, and we're going to take a look at the price action of XRP, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on it. Let's clear out some of this stuff. We're going to take a look at a few different levels. We're going to be taking a look at the daily chart, and we're going to be trying to ascertain whether or not structurally we're in a really good, strong position, or whether or not we should be thinking bearishly about the current situation that Ripple and XRP finds itself in. Now, obviously, we do have the lawsuit still ongoing. Okay, it's an ongoing issue, and I do think that time is it's kind of pushed on quite nicely. We're a couple years into this thing, and I do think that we're going to start seeing some form of closure towards this case. So I think it's better to be in a position of XRP than not be in a position of XRP. Personally, I think every time we see a pullback in the price action of XRP is a dollar cost average opportunity. Okay, we unfortunately can't always be as lucky to get in at small, lower prices if we didn't have those kind of orders already kind of lined up and already there. And considering that the bear market has been pretty brutal for many, XRP has actually held up reasonably well. So I do think that it's better to be in a position than it is not to. I think the risks of not being included in or having XRP in your portfolio is a potential risk that I'm not personally willing to kind of entertain. Now, do bear in mind that I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on things. And essentially, I think it's a higher risk to not be in XRP than it is to have a position in XRP. But I still think the time horizon for a move to the upside is still going to be quite sizable. So I do think if we did see closure to the case, the let's say next month, for example, we'll see a immediate kind of reaction and then a cooling off, and then I think we'll start to actually see a little bit more lively markets for XRP. Now, I don't know if the case is going to come to conclusion at the end of this month or next month or the month after that, and that's half the problem. No one really knows. There's no insiders leaking that information. No one has a magical date, and essentially, unfortunately, that is the way of it. I mean, there's too much at risk for an individual to want to leak that kind of information, if that information is even readily available at the moment for insiders to kind of leak. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to see this thing just absolutely out of nowhere hit everybody, and we're going to see a FOMO knee-jerk emotional reaction to it. So I want to make sure that I'm in a position of XRP. Now, we take that lawsuit and we take everything that's going on from, green initiatives, and we take the 3.7 billion people that Ripple are trying to help with, who are unbanked or underbanked. And I think we can see that there's a huge drive in some of these countries, specifically the continent of Africa, where we can see a lot of innovation in blockchain technology taking place and trying to drive things further forward. And then, of course, we have a look at the dollar and we think about the global reserve currency and what's going on there. There's so many things that are in play that I think ultimately we want to make sure that we have some kind of exposure to it. But do we think that 3.7 billion people are going to see a significant bump in the price if they were to be successful in that mission? Bear in mind that they've been progressing on this one since 2018. I'm not expecting any price action on the back of the article. I'm not expecting any price action immediately on the back of any of that. I do think it will be something that will slowly, gradually, build over a long period of time, not something that will be quick and fast or anything like that. I think really that's what the Ripple versus or the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is really all about: quick money, quick reactions, quick emotional responses to news and things that are occurring around there. So ultimately, I think it's fantastic to see that there's an aid of helping 3.7 billion people with 150 million in donations already, and 3.7 billion people getting access to financial services, I think is a pretty big deal. And if they are using XRPL, and you're going to have the ability to do CBDCs, a necessary evil, unfortunately, I believe we're going to see a long-term growth within XRP, but it'll be key on that being long-term, not quick, dirty money or anything like that. So I think, we're going to see some interesting stuff. Now, from our daily time frame, if I bring this one up to the daily, we can obviously acknowledge that we have got some interesting kind of structural points here going on, and I do see a surge to the upside. Now, we can take a look at this and we can think to ourselves that this is A, achievable, or B, not achievable. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. But following current structure and current trends, we can see that there is this area right here of interest. This area is between $5.58 and $11.25. Okay, so 11.25, and we can see that there as a three-wave structure. But by no stretch of the imagination does it have to finish there. Okay, we could see this thing potentially moving up quite significantly, a lot further than this potentially, and maybe even more towards the $34 level. Maybe higher. It really is one of those things where it's really hard to place it when we have something fundamental occurring like a lawsuit that is going to generate a lot of FOMO activity for Ripple's XRP. So I do think there's going to be potential moves to the upside. I don't think it'll be driven from the unbanked or underbanked. I think that will be something that will actually happen over a longer period of time. So 10 years or so, we will see just money flowing in, but it'll be small amounts over a long period. And then, of course, you'll see the financial inclusion, which I think is fantastic for such a large number of people who just simply don't have access to financial services currently. But obviously Ripple are not the only ones involved. We see lots of other players in the space. So obviously we have Stellar Lumens, we have ADA from Cardano as well. Lots of things going on in that space. And so there's going to be a lot of market share divvied up there as well. It won't all flow in one direction, and that's quite key and quite important. But I do think there's an angle here around CBDCs and which platforms are actually working with governmental figures or with banking figures to actually bring those things to life. And I think the XRPL does a fantastic job at making things incredibly affordable. We can see this within the fee structure. They can have 20,000 transactions and cost $500 to do those 20,000 transactions, which is significantly cheaper than many other platforms out there. So there's a lot of data that's worth looking at if you're not already familiar. But I do think it's fantastic news. I do think that there's good to come from this. I just don't think it's going to be something that's going to have a fantastic reaction to price straight away. It's going to be something that just takes a little bit longer. The lawsuit, on the other hand, I do think we're going to see a pretty significant run on XRP, hence why I say it's better to be in a position than not be in a position. Whether that case comes to conclusion, sooner rather than later, I don't know. But one of the things I do kind of want to point out here is that what would you be happy with the idea of XRP having a run and you not being in a position, or would you prefer to be in a position and it go down? There's going to be consequences to both of those scenarios. So hypothetically, you come into XRP now and then price drops down to 30 cents. Are you going to be happy with that? That's one scenario. Or you buy in now and or you don't buy in now and thinking that it's going to 30 cents, and then price goes to $5 and you're out of XRP. So there's always risks on either side. You just have to ask yourself which one you are going to be more comfortable with. I was lucky because I did just put an order down at 30 cents, thinking that was a nice area to kind of find a bounce on, and that was the local low at the moment. So I kind of got lucky with buying into a position of XRP here to a degree. I would say it was luck. But, for the most part, I was accumulating way back in 2020. We did buy up at 17 cents after the lawsuit dropped by 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. And so we've had a position for quite some time, and we were lucky enough to be around back here where we were able to dollar cost average some pretty good positions at really, really low prices. And of course, I just buy some more when I see significant value, or when I put these random orders in, and sometimes they just get hit, like the 30 cent order got hit. So ultimately, everything's looking pretty good for XRP. I do think there's going to be a run to the upside. It's going to be of significance back on the SEC lawsuit case, and I think it's fantastic that Ripple are looking to help the unbanked as well. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below, and I'll wrap this one up right there. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and if you haven't joined us in Discord, links in the description below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.